Isn't it great? All smiles. And it should be. We did some great work yesterday on ag combination bills, and especially because it was such a collaborative effort on the part of departments, on the part of commissions, on the part of the legislature, on the part of the folks that were affected by it in terms of business. And I think we can say the same thing today with the plate of bills that are in front of us, all related to one another. They all deal with Hawaii's energy future. But they all deal with Hawaii's energy present and how we're going to be dealing with the future, I think, in an immediate form. Grid modernization, ground transportation, consumer protection, government administration, all working together. So I think it's clear to everybody in this room for sure that this is an exciting time in Hawaii's energy future. Everybody understands how critical it is. And making renewable energy, I think, common sense and economic sense, and putting it together and pulling all this together. So it obviously requires a multiple approach. There's no single shot answer to any of this. And together I think we can accomplish all that. And I'd like to do it, maybe recite just a bit, not that you folks don't know, but for the record, with regard to each of the bills and then how they work together. And then if it's okay with all of you, I'd like everybody who's been associated with it legislatively to come up, and we'll sign the bills. And then we can take pictures, and for everybody individually, group-wise, segmented, and all the rest to commemorate the day and the issue. First, I wanted to relate to, I've got, yes, 2657, the Consumer Protection Bill. It requires solar contractors and roofing contractors to work together with regard to warranties. It's a product, I think, of the cooperation between the solar industry and the roofing industry. It shows that people who may have their own individual special purpose, but able to subsume that to the common good and the consumer interest at the same time. And I think it's going to be very helpful in aiding the installation of additional PV for Hawaii. And then 2196, establishing the Energy Systems Special Development Special Fund. It extends the sunset of the barrel tax from 2015 to 2030, and this is, of course, fundamental to the sustainability quotient that we're going to have, and gives us an opportunity to address once again the barrel tax and what we might be doing with that to enhance and improve some of the things that will come into effect as a result of the bills being signed today. Then 2948 on the Public Utilities Commission, transferring the PUC from Budget and Finance. Here's Calbert Young looking very happy about the idea. To the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs, there's Kaylee Lopez looking equally happy with the idea. And of course allows the chair to appoint and employ an executive officer, fiscal officer, personnel officer. This is something that I think we need. I think it recognizes that the commission itself needs to have an administrative apparatus commensurate with what's going to be required of it now and in the future, as I think one of the central features of and most fundamental elements in not just making energy decisions, but being able to absorb and reflect and act on the incredible amount of information and perspective that's going to be coming their way, and the jurisdictional implications of that are going to be enormous for the state, perhaps as much or more than any other commission in the state. And so this recognition by the legislature that this is just crucial to them being able to carry out that mission and to relieve the commissioners themselves of the everyday burdens associated with that. If for no other reason, the time consumption is simply can't be supported in terms of the other responsibilities that they have. So I think this is right on the mark. And then relating to modernization of the Hawaii electric system, principles about modernization and the grid. It's easy to talk about. It's another thing entirely to be able to respond in an affirmative way to the necessities as they're evolving. It would be fun, not fun, but it would be great if there was a formula that was simply available, and we knew what to do and where to go and where to plug. If it was modular, if it was a modular approach, but it isn't, and can't be and won't be. And so this bill really gives an opportunity as more renewable energy feeds come into the grid to be able to respond in a way that makes sense economically and socially in terms of how our communities are literally going to evolve in terms of energy and the technical, economic, and environmental sense and the cultural sense as well. This is, I think, a particularly well-written and well-considered bill that responds not just affirmatively, but in a very timely way to a crucial issue in this whole spectrum of energy change. And then finally, the car sharing vehicle surcharge tax, which sounds very formidable when you say it. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in term also when I almost said hydro. That's not what I want. No. The taxis comes into this picture too. Car sharing, taxi sharing, Uber. When, I mean, there's all kinds of variations on this theme that are out there right now, and I can just imagine. You can see everybody right now when they were coming and say, we could send a taxi wherever it's going to be, wherever you want them. You don't have to hail them anymore. Well, that'll never fly. Well, away it goes. So car sharing is very, very interesting. Fractions, car rentals, car sharing obviously will reduce traffic and has petroleum context, and this will be an evolving issue too. And I think this legislature and this legislative action here is probably anticipating what car sharing will be, and we don't quite know what that's going to be. But this will provide the framework for being able to deal with it as it evolves, however it might work out. And so I do believe there'll be car sharing programs that'll be coming to the state, and obviously we'll have unique properties in this state because we're an island state. It won't be the same as in other areas of the country, but it'll certainly be situation and site specific, and I think the bill anticipates that, and it's going to be very, very interesting. So with that, I hope that's a good summary for everybody, because not everybody may be familiar with each bill. They may have had their own kuleana on this, and so I wanted to try to knit it together, and that's why we wanted to pull all the bills together at once. So I'm going to sign these, I hope in the order that I cited them, and if all the legislators would be kind enough, good enough to come up, I'll kind of announce these in order and sign them, and then we'll move forward.
Yeah, I'm shorter than you.
Yes. Is it okay if I put this mic down?
Stool around here? Oh, stool, huh? Wow.
I kid.
Don't feel bad, I know all about it. Okay, the first is then 2657 relating to renewable energy. That's done. And the next relating to energy. This is the Energy Systems Development Special Fund. That's done. And the Public Utilities Commission, providing the infrastructure for it. Here we go. And the modernization of the Hawaii electric system. And this is the car sharing. Maybe we'll get those ducks, that'll go between. All right. Let's push this chair back.